Here we go. Green flag waves once again. Haley will have the advantage on the bottom for now, with Kraus on the outside in the 16.
Yeah, Derek Kraus, he's got to push really hard right here to get in front of his teammate, and he will down into turn 3. Really strong move by Derek Kraus, and now he's got to run and hide because those DGR Crosley cars are going to be coming on those new 4 tires. They're going to have a lot of speed right here.
Ankrum moves into second. You can see Haley got hung up on the outside, losing a lot of ground. Now, how much? Oh, boy, look at the beating and banging going on back here, and Haley right in the middle of it all.
Yeah, everyone's on those 4 tires right now, and Haley Deegan, she's a sitting duck, so to speak, right now with those older tires, just trying to hang on. And the best thing that her and her teammate can get right now of Derek Kraus in the 16 is a caution. Shorten this race up, ride around as many laps as you can, not at speed, just so they can hang on to a good finish.
Lead change, and Ankrum goes to the front once again. 3 wide. Oh, and Haley's on the outside. Here's Davis in the 82. He's trying to hang on to 4th. Cabry and Dipple challenging him. Dipple's actually going backwards. The 54 got stuck on the outside as well.
Yeah, that top lane, we've seen it all night long. It just doesn't seem to get going as well. And once you get hung out there, it almost reminds me of like the old Bristol or Martinsville or something like that. You get on the outside and they'll just freight train you all day long. So I know that's going to be frustrating for Tyler Dipple, but he's just got to stay calm, try to figure a way back down to the bottom. I'm sure Spotter's talking to him through it, and make sure that he doesn't overheat those tires racing on the outside.
Davis to the inside, working Kraus, and a new car in 3rd place now.
Yeah, Spencer Davis, we've seen him all day long. He has a really strong car in that 82. He's just got to be smart, and I'm sure he's watching Tyler Dipple in the 17 getting smaller and smaller, so he's just got to make sure not overheat those tires with just 40 laps to go.
Chase Cabry in the 4. Right behind Dipple here, who is caught back up to Kraus. They're going to push him to the outside and see if they can work their way by. Dylan Bassett in the blue 44. He's right behind Ronnie Bassett.
I'm sure their dad, the owner of those 2 cars, is really hoping that they don't get into one another. That's got to be a pretty eerie feeling watching your 2 sons racing hard with just not that many laps to go, just giving it all they got, trying to get the best position they can for their team.
Kraus at one point had the lead when we went back to green. Now he has slipped back quite a bit, trying to fight his way back inside the top 5 now.
Yeah, we talked about it a lot this race, Ralph. I think that strategy of taking your tires early, it's just really hurting Derek Kraus in the 16 and his teammate Haley Deegan in the 19, just hanging on. I'm sure they're really ready for the end of this race for this thing to get over. And Derek Kraus, he's not giving up, though. He's fighting hard on the outside.
And look at this, late in the day, here comes Ruben Garcia to the lead in the 6 car. Dylan.
Yeah, Rob, it's been a decent season for Ruben Garcia. Sits 7th in points coming into tonight. Best run for him this year so far has been 10th. He's a former NASCAR Pete Mexico Series champ. Native of Mexico City, still races in the Pete Mexico Series regularly. He's been competing with that series this year so far. Looking for his first K&N Pro Series win, though, and he's looking awfully strong. Drove up there and took the lead away from Tyler Ankrum.
Strong move, and that was not a car that was flirting around the top 3 at all early in the day.
Yeah, he was just hanging right there on the outside of the top 5, and I think what we're seeing right here, he's just pushing his car as fast as he can, trying to break away and keep that lead towards the end of the race.
Did Ruben Garcia make the call on tires? Stay with us to find NASCAR stars Kevin Harvick, Martin Truex Jr., Clint Boyer, and Brad Keselowski have all won here in Memphis. Could Ruben Garcia Jr. add his name to that list here this afternoon? Garcia's moved himself up into the lead and has actually started to open up a gap here between himself and Tyler Ankrum.
Yeah, Ralph, I go back when Ruben Garcia in the 6th, when he took the lead from from Tyler Ankrum. I was watching them exit the corner of turn 4. Ruben was exiting a lot higher, keeping his momentum up, just driving away from the 17 of Tyler Ankrum, which kind of tells me that Tyler Ankrum was banking on saving his tires a little bit more, but he's got to get back with it right here because the laps are definitely closing in towards the end of the race right here.
He's got to figure out how long can he stay back there at a pace that doesn't abuse the tire, that leaves him enough to make a charge. But he can't wait too long because Garcia's got a lot of speed.
Yeah, right here, Ruben Garcia Jr., I mean, he's about 5 to 7 car lengths ahead of Tyler Ankrum. So Tyler Ankrum, he needs to go right now. I mean, they're coming back to 10 laps to go. His only shot is he's got to start pushing that car as hard as he can to run down Ruben Garcia in the 6.
The one thing that could help Tyler is those 4 or 5 cars in lap traffic just in front of them.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always hardest as the leader to get to that lap cars. We saw Ronnie Bassett get into a lap car earlier down in turns 3 and 4. Everyone's fighting for the bottom. So I'm sure Ruben Garcia Jr.'s team is talking to everyone they can trying to get those lap traffic out of the way.
Colin Garrett making some moves here late in the goings in the number 18 on the outside. We haven't really seen anybody have any success out there. He seems to be one of the few at least showing competitive speed on the outside, maybe even making a pass.
Yeah, that's true, Ralph. I mean, he's doing a really nice job keeping the 2 of Vargas pinched down on the bottom, getting that really strong exit off of turn 4. I just think the longer he's out there, the harder it's going to be on those tires, so he's got to get down as soon as possible.
Well, he's going to get a chance, but unfortunately it's going to be not in the position he was hoping for.
Yeah, and that's been the theme of this race. We see those guys get on the outside, and it's very inviting because you just want to roll around the outside of that car in front of you. But it just looks like everyone's so loose down into turn 1 with all those bumps. It's really hard to keep that car in line right in the middle groove.
Well, and that works to Ryan Vargas's benefit as the 2 stays in front in 7th place for now. Inside of 10 laps remaining here in Memphis. The Memphis 150 winding down.
Yeah, we've talked about tires all day long, and at this point, I don't think anyone's worried about those tires, regardless of how much they're heating up that right rear. They're driving these cars sideways and on the edge out of control, just trying to get as many spots as they can in the closing laps.
Nobody's happy with what they have. They're just trying to make the best with what they've got.
No, that's a great point. I can remember growing up racing, going to places like Myrtle Beach. This track reminds me a lot of that racetrack, just really wore out. And you can be leading the race and be screaming about the grip level, just your car sliding all over the place. But Ruben Garcia, he's got it figured out with just 6 laps to go.
Continuing to watch this battle here for 7th. One of the better fights on the racetrack.
Yeah, Ryan Vargas in the 2. He gets a really good launch off the corner, just able to exit lower than the 18 car, keeping that right rear tire hooked up. The straighter you can keep that car leaving the corner on corner exit, the more momentum you're going to carry up out of the corner, especially on these older tires.
The last races, and it was 2 races up in South Boston, Vargas was outside the top 10 in both of those. Tonight looking at a solid finish just outside the top 5. Meanwhile, back at the front of the field, Ruben Garcia has opened up a bit of a healthy gap here.
Yeah, it just seems like Tyler Ankrum in the 17 DGR Crosley car, he's just not able to close in. He might have just waited a little too long to push the panic button, so to speak, and drive back up there. And who knows? I mean, it seems like Ruben Garcia's car, we watched him race just inside the top 5, but now he's got a demanding lead, so his crew chief definitely made the right adjustments on that race car.
Anthony Alfredo in the 40 getting involved in this fight here, the 19-year-old rookie out of Connecticut. He won the 2nd race at South Boston, the race weekend before this one.
I know, talking to his crew chief, Robert Huffman, just after practice, they've been fighting the handling on that car all week long and just really struggling with it. But Anthony's doing a nice job just inching his way forward in the closing laps of the race, just trying to get the best finish he can and collect the most points that he can for his race team.
Well, and he's 4th in the point standing, so another position or 2 would be great. Well, and he could get an opportunity here, too, if these guys get pretty racy. And here comes Garcia.
Yeah, Garcia, he's just checked out on this field. Really impressive run. Ruben Garcia is one of the coolest guys you'll meet. He's worked very hard to be here, making the most of his opportunity. I'm sure he's hoping he's got one more lap. Just hopefully doesn't catch any of that lap traffic that's been in front of him.
9th in the point standings. He's going to pick up a healthy dosage of points here this afternoon. Final lap of the Memphis 150 presented by AutoZone. And Ruben Garcia played this strategy perfectly when it came to his tires here today. And it's going to pay off as Garcia wins at Memphis.
That's such a cool victory for Ruben Garcia Jr. and his race team. I know his family's worked really hard for him to get here, and definitely well-deserving of his first win here in the NASCAR K&N Pro Series.
Ruben Garcia Jr. executed the strategy perfectly. The team made the right calls, and boy, he did a great job of saving those tires for when he needed them most.
Absolutely, Ralph. He fired off on that restart. He was really aggressive, and it paid off for him in the end.
He'll have plenty of tire left to make it to victory lane, and we'll be there to talk to him right after this. K&N Pro Series Racing on NBCSN is brought to you by K&N High Flow Air Filters and Air Intake Systems, because everyone loves that fast car smell. Welcome back here on NBCSN to the Memphis 150 presented by AutoZone. It's been a great race here this afternoon, and it's Ruben Garcia Jr. pulling into victory lane. Let's hear how he saved those tires, Dylan.
We've had 2 first-time winners coming into tonight. Why not make it 3 in a row? Ruben Garcia Jr., a new face in K&N East victory lane. The Rev Racing crew comes in to celebrate. Hey.
Watch your spotter, Kevin.
Ruben, you're a winner in the K&N Pro Series. Can you believe it?
No. I always dream about going to the US and racing. That was a dream, like when I was very little. So the Rev Racing and the D4D program made that dream come true 3 years ago, making me part of this program. And now we're sitting here in Victory Lane, and I can't believe it. I just want to thank everyone in Rev Racing, my family, my girlfriend, my friends, everyone that made this possible. I mean, we started a little bit tough this year, but everything worth this moment.
You were really aggressive on that last restart there with about 50 to go. Still had a few laps before you really kind of needed to make your move, but why did you feel like that was the time to do it?
Well, I saw a couple of opportunities that I felt like I needed to take. You can never give up free spots, right? The guys in front of me were fighting hard, and I had a very, very good speed after the adjustment Steve did on this car on the last pit stop, so I felt like I needed to go for it.
You got it. Congratulations. Ruben Garcia Jr., your winner.
Well, they're going to celebrate that victory. Let's take a look at the results here this afternoon as to how the rest of the field came across the line. Ankrum and Dipple will run second and third.
There's Chase Cavery, Ruben Garcia's teammate in the 4, finishing 4th. Really strong run for that team and the whole organization of Rev Racing.
Haley Deegan had an up-and-down day. She'll finish the afternoon in 13th. Let's hear now from Tyler Ankrum as we go back down to Dillon.
Tyler Ankrum comes home in the 2nd spot, started on the pole, led some laps here, but just came up a spot short. What was the difference there at the end, do you feel like?
Oh, right there, that last 150 laps, we just got too tight. I don't know what really happened with the race car, but we got a really bad vibration in the right front, and the car just got way too tight, you know. Maybe I wouldn't have let the 6th car go by, but that was, in my mind, we had like 40 laps to go. I was still saving a little bit. And I figured he was just going to burn his stuff up, considering how hard he was running. And same thing just happened to me. I just got way too tight, burnt the right front up, trying to get around lap traffic and trying to get to him the last 25 laps. I don't know if we had anything for him. We're definitely closing a little bit those last 5-10 laps, but you know what? It's all part of racing. We're going to work a little bit harder. We're going to try to win New Jersey.
Tyler Ankrum, 2nd place tonight here at Memphis.
Yeah, and it should give another point or so of a lead in the point standings. It was 11 coming in, now it's 14. But look at Garcia. He was 9th when the day started, and now he's just 1 spot out of the top 5. So a big day in the point standings for Ruben Garcia Jr. Here's Dylan one more time.
3rd place run for Tyler Dipple this evening. Ran up front all day. came back home third. How would you evaluate your run today?
I'm a little frustrated right now, but just didn't get a good restart there. The last one where it really counted, lost a ton of track position, and there was just never caution after that. I couldn't get back to them guys. We were just as fast. We were just kind of right around, hope we'd catch a break because we were just as fast as them. It's just unfortunate, you know, we had to spend a lot of time racing with those guys, especially 82 car ran really dirty, but overall, my guys gave me a really fast car. I just felt like, you know, I could have had a lot more chance to win if we got a good restart there. It's just unfortunate. Just want to thank my mom and dad, everyone that helps me out. The TGR guys back at the shop, we'll get them at New Jersey.
Podium run tonight for Tyler Dipple.
Pretty frustrated for third place.
Absolutely, and I think that says a lot about his race team. They expect to come to these races and show up and win, so they're not going to settle for a third-place finish.
Next up for us, the NASCAR Wheel and Modify Tour from Seekonk, Massachusetts. The Seekonk 150.